You know, I don't know how to quite describe it, but when I woke up today and I looked out of my bedroom window in Ireland, for a moment I thought that I was in Chicago. So I guess that answers the question of, does Dublin remind me of anywhere else I've been in the world? Alright, today I'm going to the Guinness Storehouse, where I guess this is where they make Guinness. Now, I wish I could take a bus, but the buses here take coins, and all I've got are big bills for euros. So, in Ireland, they don't really have Uber, but they have an app called My Taxi, and it's basically just Uber, except it calls a taxi for you, and then you have to pay the meter. It's also important because typically taxis just take cash in Ireland as well, in particular Dublin. So going through My Taxi kind of allows you to pay for taxis with your credit card, and I want those sweet travel points for more free trips in the future. So I guess I want to take the opportunity to talk about health and how important it is to maintain a semblance of your health, especially when you're traveling as a nomad. So a couple of weeks ago, I was in Scotland and I had some scotch, and it really just triggered my acid reflux, and it burned the inside of my throat, which led to an infection, which basically knocked me out for like a week and a half. And when you're going to a new country every week, losing a week and a half of your time, or just feeling miserable for that time, isn't a good thing to deal with. So, as a result of that, I've been attempting to drink far less, but hypocritical me, I'm at the Guinness Storehouse because it's Ireland, and so I'm just gonna check that out and not go overboard, especially because I have to work in a couple of hours, so being responsible. So this is Nitro Guinness, and what they do is they put a shot of beer in here, and then they fill the rest of it up with coffee. I'm gonna have to admit, I've had beers that taste kind of like coffee, but I've never had them mixed together. So let's see kind of what we've got going on here. You know, here's another thing. A lot of Europe and the United Kingdom are doing these like kind of paper straws. They work. I'm not a fan, but I'm happy that they're doing it. I hope I get used to it eventually. Here's the first taste of Guinness Nitro. It smells like coffee. It smells kind of good, actually. You know what? That's pretty great. That's good. I don't know if you've had like nitro coffee before, but typically you might get a little bit of like a bitter, sour aftertaste, but the little bit of beer that they put in there really kind of balances this whole thing out. It really tapers that sour aftertaste. So, cheers to that.
There are 6 steps to pouring the perfect pint of Guinness. Step number 1, essential to having our pint of Guinness, of course, is our Guinness pint glass. You want to make sure that the glass is cool, clean and dry, because Guinness is best served chilled. Step number 2 then is the angle that you're going to pour from. First, focus in on the golden harp and this harp at the back. They're just going to be your little targets or aid to help you through the next step. You're going to tilt your glass at a 45-degree angle underneath the tap. So if everyone can look in here, so just use the golden harp as your target directly underneath the tap, and then we can all move on to step number 3, which of course is the pour. You're going to pull this tap all the way down towards you and let the Guinness flow in. When it reaches to the bottom of the golden harp, you're going to slowly straighten up the glass, and then once it hits the top of the golden harp, that's when you're going to stop pouring.
So I've run into a situation where I have a work meeting in 5 minutes, and I'm too far from home to jump on the Wi-Fi and attend my work meeting. So I'm in a restaurant, and yeah, it's 4 minutes until my work meeting. I have to be on almost 24/7 to be able to communicate with my coworkers, and so we'll be taking my work meeting here. Hey guys, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, I'm in a cafe right now, so sorry if it's a little bit noisy. So you know how I was just talking about keeping yourself healthy? Well, I don't know what happened at the Guinness Factory, but maybe there's something that I ate, or I'm suspicious that I might be developing some sort of allergy towards an ingredient in beer. But whatever the case, for the past 24 to 36 hours, once again, I've been kind of having symptoms of food poisoning, and oh man, I feel awful. I had a whole plan today to go and explore some castles and work out of some cafes, and I've just been sleeping all day. The silver lining is that I'm not, throwing up or have diarrhea anymore, but my body just still feels like I've been hit by a car, and so I've been pushing fluids, drinking a lot of water. My Airbnb happened to provide some oatmeal with a lot of seeds and stuff in it, and I just feel miserable, and I would be so bummed out if I don't get to go filming tomorrow in west of Ireland. So fingers crossed, guys. Continuing on with the topic of health and keeping yourself healthy. So I got food poisoning the other day. In the past 2 or 3 days, I've just been mostly miserable in my bed. It's just been awful. I had a tour kind of booked out today to go all the way to the west of Ireland, and I canceled it because I wasn't feeling very good at all this morning. And I'm gonna be real. I didn't want to risk shitting myself on the bus, right? It's a 12 to 14 hour trip. I got food poisoning. There's no control going on with my colon for the past 48 hours, so didn't want to risk that. Actually, here's something that I generally like to joke about. Since I've been traveling, I got food poisoning almost 15 or 16 times. It's a really common occurrence for me, and now I've got a feeling for the spectrum of food poisoning that occurs. But what I like to joke about is I remember reading many years ago that there was a study done where women tend to be attracted to men with more different immune systems from them. I guess the point behind that is that if you have kids with a partner who has a different immune system than you, then, the differences kind of add up and your child will supposedly be more healthy. So, ultimately, because I'm getting food poisoning in all these different countries, and I'm really bolstering my immune system, really what I'm trying to do is make myself irresistible to women, so that when I'm ready to settle down, it'll be easier for me to find a girlfriend or something. Or maybe take a girlfriend traveling with me, who knows. But yeah, here's to getting sick super often so I could be more attractive. Here's something interesting that I've seen, and I originally saw it in the United Kingdom, but it's over here in Ireland too. And I don't really think I've really seen things like this in the United States, and there's these things like private gardens right here, and it's basically just kind of this open area, and I guess it's kind of like this private garden that you get access to if you're a resident at one of the places here. And like, I guess the equivalent could be like, well, if you live in an apartment complex, you might get like a private courtyard or pool, and maybe even in some like gated communities. I guess this is kind of a, well, hello there, random suspicious looking phone. But that's where the drug deals happen. But anyways, yeah, I can't really think of situations in the United States where you get this kind of private garden out in the open. Of course, the rules are not applicable to me because I can fly my drone. Like, look, they're even like, they got like spikes and shit on the gate. They really don't want folks on the outside getting into here. So, yeah, private gardens are a thing. Alright, I'm heading out of Dublin soon. Fortunately, I can't really say too much about Dublin because I was sick with food poisoning most of the time. Dude, this airport has just been, I mean, this day has been really bad. I woke up, I still have food poisoning, but I'm flying out to Marrakesh, Morocco, and it's my first time flying with Ryanair, and apparently I needed to print out my ticket, but my ticket wasn't printed out, so I needed to spend another 50 euros to get it printed out. And then this is the first, Dublin airport is the first airport in the world that has made me fully unload my electronics backpack. And this thing usually takes me like 20 to 30 minutes to kind of pack everything into and arrange it so I can carry it with me. And so had to unpack all of it, repack it all. It's totally unbalanced right now and it's uncomfortable. I'll have to come back in the future, I guess, to give Republic of Ireland a more fair shot. So sorry, Ireland. Thank you very much. And until next time.